Hi, hello everyone. Welcome again to my channel, The Creative Agile IT. So, as part of today's video, I'm going to share how we can use AI and especially a plugin called Copilot for DevOps. Uh, in context with Azure DevOps. So we will learn about how to elaborate some of the requirements that we have captured, be it in the form of a feature, be it in the form of a user story. And if we have captured the requirements in a user story in a plain text, how we can convert it into a proper user acceptance criteria and the proper user story definition. So this is going to be a very first video in this particular series. So let us start. So I am sharing my Azure organization, which is Creative Learning Made Simple 0433. And if I click on this particular project, Scrum 24, so we can see this is basically one of the project that has been created in this organization, and it is using Scrum as a template. And in order to install the extension, since I already have this extension installed, but I can show you guys like where I got this installed. So we can see that this Copilot for DevOps, it is already installed in this organization. But I mean, in order to install it, what we can do is if I uh, click on the overview and click on the dashboards. So one of the thing is we can go to the extension gallery from here. And if I type uh, So I simply searched Copilot for DevOps. So this is the extension which I have installed in my Azure organization. So I will share the link of this extension in this my video description as well. So because now it is already installed here, so which we can easily see. So now what we will do is we will understand how we can utilize this particular extension, this particular plugin in bringing some of the AI features in the Azure DevOps when we are using it with the Agile teams. So very first thing we will do, we can see that our work items view is empty. We do not have any work items defined. So what we can start with is if I click on the new work item, click on the user story, and we can say maybe this is my story, which is a user login. We can keep the description empty, but maybe acceptance criteria, I can say username should be alpha numeric. Password must be of minimum 12 characters in length. Having first letter as capital letter and minimum one character as special character. Okay, let's say this is, and then we are saying password must be protected. So uh, and we are saying user should be able to log in a secure way. So let's say these are the requirements as part of this user login story, that user should be able to log in a secure way. The username should be alphanumeric. The password must be of minimum 12 characters in length, having first letter as capital letter and minimum one character as a special character. And then password must be protected. So if I save this particular user story and we can go back to the work items and we can see this user story has been created. If I open this one, so now in order to take the help of Copilot for DevOps plugin, what we will have to do is we will have to click on these three dots and we can see Copilot for DevOps. We also have the AI edit, which is also part of this one. But I mean, as part of today's video, we are going to utilize Copilot for DevOps. So if I click on this one, so it is loading. Okay, So now this is our Copilot for DevOps, your AI assistant, which has been opened. And what is the input to this AI? This user story 345, which is user login. And these are the features which are available as part of this AI assistant or plugin. We have the Elicit, we have analyze, convert, transform, codeless app generation, impact assessment, Q&A assistant, and dynamic prompt. Now we are going to utilize convert first. That means express requirements in a user story. It is derived from an actor perspective using use case or write a requirement in Gherkin language. So if I click on this convert, so now it is going to, this is what it is taking. It is taking the input as a user story, and also it is taking the given input as a field. So since our description is empty, so we will not use this one, but I mean maybe we can use the acceptance criteria, because there this is where we have given the information. So we need to give the fields which we have entered while you know defining our user story, so that it can consider those fields as an input, do the analysis, and then generate the suggestion. So now if I click on generate, another thing is we have to see convert to. So whether we want to convert to the Gherkin based format, or whether we want to convert it based on use case or user story. So let's say we will stick to the user story. So we are saying take user story as an input, which is user login, consider these fields, and then based on this particular information which we have already given in the story, generate and convert it into the user story. Let's see what it does. So it is generating, and okay, so this is how it has done. The AI assistant or this particular plugin, Copilot for DevOps, it has created a user story definition as per the Scrum format. As a registered user, I want to log in securely using my credentials, so that I can access my personal account and its features safely. And the acceptance criteria in a pointers format, like the user must be able to log in using a secure authentication process. Username should be alphanumeric. The password must be at least 12 characters long, begin with a capital letter, include at least one special character. The password must be protected and not visible during entry, and the system should provide feedback for unsuccessful login attempts, specifying whether the issue is with the username or password. So now what we can do is we can either create a work item if you want so, but I mean, since we already have a user story, so we do not want to create a duplicate work item. Instead, what we want to do is we want to add to field. Now we can choose like which field we want to capture this information which it has generated. So we do not want to capture in the description. We want to capture in the acceptance criteria, whether we want to add it or whether we want to kind of like replace the old information altogether. So if we are fine with the replace, we can go ahead with the replace. If we want like to add to the bottom, add to the top, so we can also do that. So I'm going to try add to the bottom, and it has added. Now if I try to, okay, it's not taking the open in a new tab. So if I click on 345, so we can see that it has replaced, it has added in the bottom this particular information. And now what we can do is once we are quite comfortable and we have seen whether the details or the transformation was pretty much okay, we can just remove our old information and we can say save and close. So this is one way, and we can now see that our story looks pretty good. And now another thing that we can try is, again, we can open the our AI Copilot for DevOps, and what we used was we used convert to basically express requirements in a user story described from an actor perspective. Let's try to capture the elicit, which is basically suggest requirement test cases and other work items during comprehensive coverage. So if I click on the elicit, so now this particular user story 345 is an input. It is taking title and description. Since our description is empty, maybe we can just remove this one and we can capture the acceptance criteria. And if I say generate, let's say what it does. So it has created some of the suggestions based on our acceptance criteria. That means implement secure user authentication process. So let's say based on this suggestion, we want to create not feature but a task. Okay, okay. Since we have selected these suggestions are gone, um, so we are going to click on generate again. So basically what we are saying is we are saying, okay, using the Elicit, the AI assistant, we are taking user story as an input. We are giving it the title and acceptance criteria field. And we are saying, okay, based on some of these suggestion, let's create task as part of this story. And we are going to use the fields of task work item in the title and description. So very first thing that we can choose is implement secure user authentication mechanisms. Yes, that is a task. So we can select it. Validate alphanumeric username input during the login. Yes, we want to do that. Enforce password complexity requirements during logins. This is also fine. Mask password. So we want to make the password field as protected. So that is also good. Display specific error messages for failed login attempts. This is also fine. So just for a demo purpose, I think we can choose these five ones and we are saying, okay, create a task. So what we are going to do, we are saying create a linked work item. So if I do so, and we are saying create the child, which is perfectly fine. I mean, we can create so many other things, but I mean, we are saying child. So if I click on create, so it has created those. And if I, okay, if I look at this user story 345, so we can just check. Okay, what we can do is we can go back to the home. We can click on our user story 345. This was our user story, and we can see that we took the help of the AI assistant for capturing the acceptance criteria. Also, we took the help of AI assistant to auto generate some of the tasks, and we can see this is like validate alphanumeric username, input, and login. So these tasks have been created. So so basically we have taken help of couple of the AI features as part of Copilot for DevOps. We took the help of Elicit to auto-generate some task as part of user story. And also we took the help of Convert to convert a user story in a proper user story format. Now, another thing that we can try it out is let us go back and we will click on the work items. And now we are going to click on the feature. So let's say our feature is online payments and the description is online payments using net banking and maybe we can also say online payments using credit card and using debit card. Okay, so I have saved this one. So if I go back, we can see, this feature has been created. This was our very first story. We created 5 tasks using the AI help, and then we created a feature. So now let us again take the help of AI tool Copilot for DevOps, and we will see which AI tool we can take the help of, to generate some suggestions for this one. So we are going to take the help of transform. So we utilize elicit, we utilize convert. Now we are going to take the help of transform. And so this is the input. Feature 3551 is an input to transform. And we are using these fields of feature 351 work item, title, and description. Now, transformation type is either translate, summarize, paraphrase, or elaborate. So we want to use the elaborate. Let's see what it does. If I click on generate, let's see what kind of suggestion it is generating for our feature online payments. Okay, so it has generated some suggestions. So what we are going to do is we are saying, okay, whatever suggestion it has generated. So if we are fine with those suggestions, so we are saying replace whatever we pasted in the feature 351 during the time of creation, whatever description we captured, replace it with the suggestions or elaboration from the AI. So we are going to click on the replace. So yes, so it has ended. Now if I click on feature 351, so we can see this is how it has kind of like elaborated our payments feature. It is telling this field description focuses on the various methods of conducting online payments through net banking, credit card, debit card, and then these other further details like, okay, when we are doing the online payment using net banking is often considered a secure method, convenience, accessibility, what kind of user experience we want, and then when we are saying online payment using credit card, so what's the purpose, what's the significance, implications, and all those things, right? So this is what it has done. And if we want, we can again go back to our Copilot for DevOps. And if we have to, let's say, create some user story as part of this feature, what we can do is we can click on the Elicit, and we can say using the title and the description, those are the fields where the information is in this feature. So we can say generate, and let's say what it does. Okay, so it says enable multi-bank net banking support for online transaction. I think one thing that we have missed is uh, we want to create the not feature, we want to create user story. So we will select the user story. So we will have to again click on generate the suggestion. So now because it is going to generate suggestion based on the user story. Okay. So one thing is, so we can say as a user, I shall be able to make secure online payments using net banking, which is perfectly fine. We also want to have, as a user, I shall be able to complete online transaction using my credit card. That is also fine. As a user, I shall be able to pay online using my debit card. This is also fine. So let's say these are the three methods for our demo purpose. We want to create the child stories under this 351. So what we can do is we can say create linked work item, and we are saying create the child. And if I click on create, so I think it's doing its work. So we will wait for it. So it's taking its time. Now, if I click on feature 351, okay, it is still doing its work. So maybe I can click on home, and if I click on feature 351, okay, I can go to the work items and see my particular feature. Okay, so this particular feature, it has created three child stories as part of it. We can see as a user, I shall be able to complete online transaction and using the credit card. And similarly, as a user, I shall be able to make secure online payments using net banking. So it has auto-generated these stories under the feature. So these are some of the initial usage of this particular tool, Copilot for DevOps, which we can utilize to take the help during the work item creation, work item analysis. And in our next video, we will cover some more features of it. So That was all about today's video. I hope you guys liked it. And if you are new to my channel, please do share and subscribe. Thank you.